Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse. Oh, wow. Great start. Gotta love that pollen. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here to bring you live coverage of today's high school baseball contest between the visiting Natick High School Redhawks and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. This game's sort of a last-minute decision and also a makeup game of sorts, a one-day makeup, as it were. Of course, this game was originally scheduled to play yesterday. That didn't happen due to the teachers' strike in Brookline, resulted in school being canceled, and obviously whenever school is canceled, you can't have after-school activities like athletics. That just doesn't fly. So, everybody just kind of stood around and waited to see what would happen on that front. And then around 11 o'clock this morning, the Brookline coaches were informed that they would have their makeup today. And so with about 5 hours notice, here we are. Not the worst scheduling snafu we've seen in this very young decade, for sure. But with that in mind, let's take a look at the two teams here today. Brookline and Natick, of course, they faced off. They faced off last month in April. That game took place on April 25th, so this is a rematch of that game. Natick came away with the win on that one by a final score of 3-0. Now they're here at Brookline's place. That last game was out in Natick. Those of you who follow my live streams, you know what a defensive standoff that one was. But ultimately, Natick came away with the win as they blanked the Brookline offense. So we'll see what these two teams have in store for us today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Natick High Redhawks. Leading off for Natick today, the left fielder, number 9, Ryan Maltzman. Batting second, the center fielder, number 7, Mike Guiney. Batting third, the catcher, number 19, Will Fosberg. Batting cleanup, the pitcher, number 33, Charles Collins. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 18, Jack Gerstein. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 1, Jack Byrne. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 34, Harry Pagnini. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 5, Sam Schuster. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 2, Rohan Bhattacharya. And just playing the field for Natick today, the right fielder, number 13, Jason Little. So that is your starting lineup for the Redhawks today. Maltzman in left, Guiney in center, Fosberg behind the plate, Collins on the mound, Gerstein at third, Byrne at short, Pagnini at first, Schuster the DH, Bhattacharya at second, and Little in right. So now, as Natick finishes up their warm-ups, and soon the Brookline fielders will come out onto the field to warm up for the top of the first inning, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Brookline High Warriors. Leading off for Brookline today, the right fielder, number 14, Declan Tracy. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 2, Nathan Toretsky. Batting third, the first baseman and co-captain, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting fourth and playing second, And the co-captain, number 6, Jack Martell. Batting 5th, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Batting 6th, the pitcher, number 21, James Dialchand Eriksson. Batting 7th, the third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelmann. Batting 8th, the shortstop, number 15, Leander Gosling. Batting 9th, the center fielder, number 13, Nico Hart. And finally, just playing the field for Brookline today, the catcher, number 22, Ben Doctoroff. So that is the starting lineup for Brookline today. Tracy in right, Toretsky the DH, Rothman at first, Martell at second, Kravitz in left, Dialchand Eriksson on the mound, Engelmann at third, Gosling at short, Hart in center, and Doctoroff behind the plate. So we see Brookline pitcher James Dialchand Eriksson warming up on the mound to get ready for the top of the first inning. Due up for Natick in the top of the first will be Ryan Maltzman, Mike Guiney, and Will Fosberg. Dialchand Eriksson, of course, he had 2 appearances out of the bullpen last week, combining for about an inning, 1 inning pitched combined between those 2 outings. This marks just his 3rd pitching start of the season, but his 9th pitching appearance, as he's been used in relief a lot this season. So far, he's got a 1-3 win-loss record, a team leading 26 innings pitched. He's given up 22 runs, 16 of them earned, on 29 hits, 15 walks, and 2 hit-by pitches, and has 19 strikeouts. For the season, Dialchand Eriksson has a 4.31 ERA, a 1.69 whip, and 5.18 strikeouts per 7 innings. And overall, this is a very different starting lineup for Brookline. A lot of the regulars not in the lineup. So we'll see how they play things out today. Leading off for Natick, the left fielder, number 9, Ryan Maltzman. First pitch of the day, in there for strike 1. Maltzman in the last game against Brookline, he finished 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Now this pitch he cracks out to left, and that's going to drop in front of the left fielder for a clean single. So already Maltzman has more base hits today than he had against Brookline a few weeks ago. Now batting with a runner on first and nobody out, the center fielder, number 7, Mike Guiney. Dialchand Erickson checks on the runner at first. And the pitch misses and gets away from Doctoroff, but Maltzman decides not to go. In and out of the glove there, but recovers quickly enough. Guiney last time against Brookline, he was also 0 for 2, but with a hit by pitch. Now the 1-0 misses outside as well. 2-0 the count. Dialchand Erickson again checking on Maltzman over at first. Turns around for a pickoff attempt, but Maltzman gets back easily. Now the 2-0 is fouled off by Guiney, strike one. Maltzman really dancing off that first base bag. Hasn't attempted a steal yet. Now the 2-1 comes in high for ball 3. And that's the thing about having a runner on base, and you know, when they aggressively dance off the bag, it can get in a pitcher's head a bit, and their pitches just start not going where they want them to. The 3-1 pitch misses, and that's going to be ball 4. So the Natick offense opens with back-to-back base runners, and now 2 men on and nobody out for the catcher, number 19, Will Fosberg. Fosberg last time against Brookline was 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored as he takes ball 1 there. This one's a swing and a miss, strike 1. One of the interesting things about first and second is it substantially decreases the chance of a steal, which means Dialchand Erickson can really just focus on the guy in front of him, as he gets him to foul this one off down the first base side for strike 2. Now the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, fooled him with the off-speed pitch there. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Now batting the pitcher, number 33, Charles Collins. First pitch curves in for strike 1. Last time against Brookline, Collins was 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Swing and a miss, caught him chasing in the dirt for strike 2. Dialchand Erickson working those off-speed curves and changeups very well these past couple of batters. He's got an 0-2 count. Decides to mix it up with a high heat there, but Collins wouldn't chase. Ball 1. And that one curved a little too far in. That'll be ball 2. Timeout called by Collins. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. That pitch just misses, ball 3. So Collins has battled his way back to a full count. Didn't chase on a couple of decoy pitches, and then I think that last one just missed. Payoff pitch, and it's fouled off. Collins stays alive. You know, an at-bat like this is a real test for a pitcher. You got a guy battling to a full count as here comes the payoff pitch and misses wildly. That was a curveball that did not curve. And now the bases are loaded with one. Sorry. Pollen is strong today. Now batting the third baseman, number 18, Jack Gerstein. We got a pinch runner for Collins. This is number 4. Well, unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure. I'll see if I can find out later. First pitch to Gerstein, curves in for strike 1. Bases loaded with 1 out. Gerstein, last time against Brookline, was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. As that one catches the outside corner for strike 2. A strikeout here would be huge for Brookline. A critical second out. But D'Alchin Derrickson still needs that third strike as he now goes to exchange baseballs. D'Alchin Derrickson steps off the rubber for a sec. Now back on. And he cracks this one out to left. That drops fair. It drops fair. They're sending around 2 runners, and both runners are going to come in. A 2-run single to left by Jack Gerstein opens up the scoring here at Warren Field. Maltzman and Guiney both come in to score. Natick now leads 2-0. Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Jack Byrne. That first pitch misses outside, ball 1. And cracks the bat again. That's going to drop out and right. And they're going to hold the runners as number 4 just barely gets back. But that is going to reload the bases. The Natick bats going early here today. They've already got 3 hits here in the first inning, combined with a pair of walks. Now at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out, the first baseman, number 34, Harry Pagnini. That one misses outside, ball 1. It's been a rough inning for D'Alchin Derrickson. Back-to-back batters, he got to an 0-2 count, and it ended in a walk and a 2-run single. And now this one's a grounder, fielded at second, thrown to second for 1, on to first, in time. The 4-6-3 double play limits the damage and gets Brookline out of the jam. However, 1 second, folks. Yes. Just search my full name on YouTube and you'll find it. Awesome. Thank you. So Natick gets on the board in the top of the first inning, courtesy of a 2-run single by Jack Gerstein, driving in Ryan Maltzman and Mike Guiney. They continued to threaten with the bases loaded and 1 out, but a double play by Brookline comes through big to limit the scoring. Now we head to the bottom of the first inning. Due up for Brookline will be Declan Tracy, Nathan Toretsky, and Eli Rothman. And for Brookline, they'll be facing a familiar foe on the mound in Charles Collins, as he was the one who took to the mound against them the last time they faced off back in April, and he pitched a complete game shutout in that one, allowing just 3 hits and 2 walks while striking out 9. And on top of that, as you can see, he's a southpaw pitcher. He was part of a string of lefty pitchers that Brookline faced off against, which severely limited their base running capabilities with that easier pickoff move at first base. Do not underestimate how important that is. You saw the kind of pressure that an early base runner could do for a pitcher in the top half of the first inning, as I do believe that Maltzmann's big leadoff from first kind of got in D'Alchin Erickson's head a little bit, leading to the walk of Guiney. You know, that's the kind of pressure Brookline can't necessarily bring to the same degree when facing a lefty pitcher. So we'll see what this lineup is able to produce. Leading off, the right fielder, number 14, Declan Tracy. First pitch in there for strike 1. Tracy so far this season, 2 for 9 with a walk and 3 runs scored, as that one misses for ball 1. This marks just Tracy's 3rd start of the season, as he hits a little dribbler here. It's over to Pagnini at first. Pagnini has to flip it to second because it looked like Tracy might have beaten him, but he gets the very rare 3-4 force out. I don't think I've ever written a 3-4 force out on that one, but that's what happened, as Rohan Bhattacharya raced in to cover first in Pagnini's place. 1 out, and now at the plate, the designated hitter, number 2, Nathan Toretsky. First pitch in there for strike 1. Toretsky coming off a nice game on Saturday at Needham. He had a big 2-run single that at the time gave Brookline a 3-2 lead, as that one misses low for ball 1. But of course, things fell apart for the Brookline defense in the later stages of the game, and they would lose that game in 6 innings, 13-3. 1-1 pitch, skips in the dirt, ball 2. Toretsky, another player with not a lot of starts to his name. This is just his 2nd start of the season. He is batting 2 for 8 with a run scored and 3 RBI. As this one comes in low for ball 3. Now the 3-1 pitch. That one catches the inside zone for strike 2. Now a full count. Payoff pitch. And Toretsky cracks the bat and fouls it down the right field side and out of play. Full count, 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the first. Payoff pitch again. That one comes in the dirt, and Taretsky draws the walk. Brookline gets a runner on base, but again, now Taretsky will face the perils of the southpaw pickoff move. Now batting with 1 out and a runner on first, the first baseman and co-captain, number 10, Eli Rothman. We got a check swing foul for the first strike. Rothman, the first batter who's actually faced Collins before, last time against Natick and last time against Collins, Rothman finished 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. 0-1 pitch, and he cracks it out to center, but it's tracked easily by the center fielder for out number 2. So with 2 down and a runner at first, up comes the other co-captain and second baseman, number 6, Jack Martell. First pitch, he got a piece of it, and that'll be strike 1. Martell also coming off a nice offensive day on Saturday. Got an RBI single just before Toretsky's 2-run hit for his first RBI of the year, as he fouls this one off for strike 2. Martell's had his share of struggles offensively this season, currently 2 for 27 with 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Last time against Natick, he was 0 for 2 with a strikeout against this same pitcher, Charles Collins. Now behind in the count, 0-2. And that one misses for ball 1. And he went around, caught him chasing in the dirt. And Martell goes down on strikes. You know he wants that one back. But that will end the first inning. The score through 1, Natick 2, Brookline 0. Due up for Natick in the top of the first inning will be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Schuster, Bhattacharya, and Maltzmann. Maltzman, of course, the guy who started off that rally last inning with a leadoff single. With the warm-ups complete, we're now ready to start the top of the second inning. Leading off for Natick will be the designated hitter, number 5, Sam Schuster. First pitch from Declan Tracy is in there for strike 1. Schuster last time against Brookline, as this pitch comes in and catches the outside corner for strike 2. Last time he was a pinch hitter. Got 1 plate appearance in place of Jack Gerstein, and he finished 0 for 1 with a strikeout. As this one comes in high for ball 1. This is something Declan Tracy struggled with last inning, getting that 3rd strike. 1-2 pitch. That one curves in perfectly. A leadoff strikeout to start the top of the second. Now coming to the plate, the second baseman, number 2, Rohan Bhattacharya. First pitch, and he golfs this one out to center. It's being tracked by Hart, goes back and makes the grab. So a 1 pitch out, every pitcher's dream, of course. And now we've quickly got 2 down, and the base is empty here in the top of the second. Now up to the plate is a familiar face, the left fielder, number 9, Ryan Maltzman. Last time up, he got a leadoff single to left to start the game and later came in to score. This one is in there for strike 1. That one curves in, but not enough. Just high for ball 1. That one is in there for strike 2. Now the 1-2 pitch, and he makes hard contact, but right over to the shortstop. Gosling throws to first, and that's going to be out number 3. So Natick goes down in order in the top of the second. The score remains 2-0. Due up for Brookline in the bottom of the second will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Kravitz, Derrickson, and Engelmann. Charles Collins returns to the mound for his second inning of work. Took care of business pretty well in the first inning. Gave up a 1-out walk, but ultimately left that runner stranded at first. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the second, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. First pitch from Collins comes in low for ball 1. Kravitz so far this season, as the pitch comes in, swing and a miss, strike 1. Kravitz with a slash line of 136, 321, 136, batting 3 for 22 with 5 walks and a hit by pitch as he fouls that one off for strike 2. He also has 2 steals, 6 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Now the 1-2, swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 3. Collins takes care of business again for out number 1. And now it'll be pitcher against pitcher. At the plate for Brookline, number 21, James Dialchand Erickson. That pitch in there for strike 1. This season, Dialchand Erickson with a slash line of 185, 214, 222, batting 5 for 27 with a double, a walk, 3 steals, 3 runs, and 3 RBI as he takes that one low for ball 1. 1-1 pitch, and Dialchand Erickson launches this one deep to center field. Right at the wall, it's caught by Guiney, and that's going to be out number 2. You know, ordinarily when you see a shot to straightaway center like that, you go, oh, if only it had gone to like straightaway left or right. But Warren Field has some weird field dimensions, and straightaway center is actually one of the shorter fences of this field, as that'll be strike 1 to the Brookline third baseman, number 9, Charlie Engelmann. This one skips in the dirt for ball 1. Engelmann this season 3 for 16 with 3 walks, a steal, 3 runs, and an RBI. Slash line of 188, 316, 188, as that ball misses inside for ball 2. And Engelmann fouls this one off for strike 2. Two and two the count. And that one misses, and Engelmann does not chase. Full count. And that one comes in low for ball 4. A 2-out walk for Charlie Engelmann puts a runner at first for the shortstop, number 15, Leander Gosling. First pitch in there for strike 1. Gosling's been a very capable infielder for Brookline this season defensively, but at the plate still looking for his first base hit. As that one misses outside, ball 1. Almost a bit of trickery there by the catcher Fosberg as he looked behind him as if the ball had gone to the backstop, but Engelmann did not jump at that. Now here's a pitch. It's a little dribbler fielded by Pagnini at first, underhands it, and barehanded by Bhattacharya for another 3-4 ground out. Bhattacharya showing why they give him that starting second baseman spot with a couple of nice hustle plays over to first as that one ends the second inning. Through 2, the score here at Warren Field, Natick 2, Brookline 0. Due up for Natick in the top of the third will be the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Guiney, Fosberg, and Collins. Remember, as always, if you enjoy this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, as I've got a few more on the docket for this week. Tomorrow, back on the baseball diamond as Brookline will take on Wellesley. And then on Friday, I'll be covering girls lacrosse for the first time this season. That should be exciting. And then Sunday evening, I've actually got a rare treat, a football exhibition courtesy of the semi-pro Golden Badgers as they take on the Somerville Charge. But for now, we are in the here and now for the top of the third inning. Leading off, the center fielder, number 7, Mike Guiney. And first pitch, he hits a grounder. Oh, it's fielded deep at third, and Engelmann's not going to get the throw in time. An infield single for Guiney to lead this one off. The throw was well off the mark from Engelmann at third, but it didn't have the speed on it to catch Guiney anyway, so not one where you would call an error. Now at the plate, the catcher, number 19, Drew Fosberg. And this pitch gets away from Doctoroff, and Guiney gets a free trip to second. 1-0 pitch, and it's sky deep to right. Tracy chasing after it. He's not going to get it. That one goes all the way to the wall, and this is going to be extra bases. Fosberg's going to go for 3, and Guiney is going to come home. An RBI triple to the right field wall for Drew Fosberg. For Will Fosberg, excuse me. Now a runner on third with nobody out. And the first pitch almost gets away from Doctoroff again for ball 1. As at the plate now is the pitcher, number 33, Charles Collins. And Collins smacks this one deep to center. It's tracked, and it's over Hart's head and to the wall once again. Fosberg jogs in easily, and Collins stands at second with a double. Once again, they bring in the pinch runner. Now at the plate, third baseman, number 18, Jack Gerstein, as he takes strike 1. Gerstein, of course, got the run scoring back in the first inning with a 2-run single to left. He's now up with a runner at second and nobody out in what has already been an explosive inning for the Red Hawks. That one curves in nicely for strike 2. And cracks the bat, and that's going down the first baseline for at least a single. He's going to hold at first, but the runner is going to come across for run number 5. That base runner, number 4, Ryan Jewett, who came in to score. Now at the plate is number 1, Jack Byrne. He hits a hard grounder right up the middle. Another clean single for Natick. Five batters, 5 base hits. The Natick bats on fire here in the top of the third. Now up to the plate, the first baseman, number 34, Harry Pagnini. First one, he gets a piece of it for strike 1. Pagnini, last time up, he grounded into an inning-ending double play. Now up with nobody out and runners at first and second. And that one hits him. Bases now loaded for Brookline as the nightmarish inning continues. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound, and this might be it for Dialch and Erickson. Coming up is the designated hitter, number 5, Sam Schuster. With the bases loaded and nobody out, and 3 runs having already come in. For the Red Hawks. Started off with an infield single to third by Mike Guiney. Then Will Fosberg launched one to the right field wall for a triple that brought in Guiney. Charles Collins followed up with a double to the center field wall. Then Jack Gerstein hit a single down the first baseline. Jack Burns hit a single up the middle, and then Pagnini was hit by a pitch. They're sticking with Dialch and Erickson. First pitch misses over the head of Doctoroff, but gets a favorable bounce off the backstop, and the runners hold. 1-0 the count to Sam Schuster. Next pitch misses over his head for ball 2. Two-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Two one pitch almost hits him. Instead, simply inside for ball 3. Three one pitch comes in high, and that's going to be a bases loaded walk. Gerstein now coming in, and Natick takes the 6-0 lead. Now at the plate, the second baseman, number 2, Rohan Bhattacharya, and he's hit. Another run comes in as Byrne trots home freely. And Natick now with a dominant 7-0 lead, and still no outs here in the top of the 3rd, as they've already almost batted around. The leadoff hitter from this inning is now on deck, as now at the plate, the left fielder, number 9, Ryan Maltzman. And it hits him! Oh my gosh. That one caught him in the back of the head, and now Brookline is going to go to the bullpen. As another run trots home, making it 8-0. Not just back-to-back hit by pitches, not just on back-to-back batters, but on back-to-back pitches. Something went wrong for James Derrickson there. An outing like this is not representative of what he's able to do. We've seen him be able to have strong outings time and again, but this has just been an awful stretch for him. You start off with the 5 consecutive hits to open the inning, and then the next 4 batters all get free passes, 3 on hit by pitches, 1 on a walk. And it is going to be the end of the day for him, as he finishes having pitched 2+ innings. So far he's credited with 8 earned runs, but he leaves 3 inherited runners for the relief pitcher, number 16, Jake Levin. For Levin, this marks his 6th pitching appearance, his 4th in relief. He's got a 1-2 win-loss record with 14.1 innings pitched, 14 runs allowed, 12 of them earned, on 12 hits, 8 walks, and 3 hit by pitches with 14 strikeouts. He has a 5.86 ERA, a 1.4 WHIP, and 6.84 Ks per 7. He comes in with the bases loaded and nobody out, and will be starting against the same hitter that Derrickson started this inning against in Mike Guiney. Levin, of course, coming off a relief outing on Saturday against Needham, where he pitched 3+ innings and gave up 5 earned runs on 6 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch, to wind up being credited with the loss. So like Derrickson, he comes in having pitched a few days ago And for him, he definitely had a longer outing as he lasted those 3 full innings, so we'll see what he does here. Now at the plate, the center fielder, number 7, Mike Guiney. First pitch from Levin comes in low for ball 1. And this one is smacked out to right center. That's going to go through the gap. That's going to bring in at least 2 as Guiney trots down to second. They're going to hold Maltzman at third. 2 runs are going to come in, and Natick has now reached double figures. The hit parade marches on for the Red Hawks as Guiney drives in Schuster and Bhattacharya. And now with runners at second and third, now up is the catcher, number 19, Will Fosberg, as he takes strike 1. Fosberg, of course, earlier this inning, he had the big RBI triple to right, and he takes strike 2 on that pitch. So Fosberg 1 for 2 with a triple, a run scored, an RBI, and 1 strikeout. As he cracks this one out to left, it's being tracked by Kravitz, and he's got it. A run is going to come in on the sacrifice fly, as Maltzman now comes in to score. But finally, Brookline gets the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Now at the plate with 1 down and a runner at third is the pitcher, number 33, Charles Collins. Collins fouls off this first pitch for strike 1. Of course, earlier this inning, Collins had the double to the center field wall that drove in Fosberg, and his pinch runner, Ryan Jewett, later came in to score. As that one misses outside for ball 1. So Collins 1 for 1 today with a double, a walk, and an RBI, and his pinch runner, Jewett, with, I think, 2 runs scored, as that one misses inside for ball 2. No, actually just 1 run scored so far for Jewett. 2-1 pitch comes in low for ball 3. Three and 1, the count to Collins. Swing on and a miss. Strike 2. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. That's out number 2 now here in the top of the 3rd as Levin gets a nice strikeout of Collins there. Now with 2 down and a runner at third, up comes number 18, Jack Gerstein. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. Last time up, Gerstein hit an RBI single down the first base line and later came in to score. He is 2 for 2 so far with a run scored and 3 RBI. That one in there for strike 1. And that one misses outside for ball 2. As this one is fouled, out of play for strike 2. This pitch misses outside. Count is now full. Mike Guiney standing at third with 2 down here in the inning. Now the payoff pitch. And Gerstein fouls it off to stay alive. Levin steps off the rubber now. Now resets. Payoff pitch again, and it's fouled off again by Gerstein. Again, a guy who went 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts the last time he faced Brookline, now just refusing to go down, and is batting 2 for 2 so far with 3 RBI. And this one, he cracks the bat, launched out to center. It's being tracked by Hart. He couldn't catch it! Gerstein goes down to second on the E8. And Guiney comes in to score. And so now a runner at second with 2 down, and up comes number 1, Jack Byrne. Byrne, his last time up, he hit a single up the middle and later came in to score. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Byrne 2 for 2 so far today as he takes strike 2. But despite the 2 base hits, all he's got is 1 run scored to show for it so far. 0-2 pitch. That one misses for ball 1. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 3. The top of the 3rd inning finally comes to an end. And depending on which side you're rooting for, that was, 1 second. Oh, 12-0. No problem. So depending on which side you're rooting for, that was either a brilliant inning or a disastrous one. Ten total runs come in to score in that inning. And, you know, I'll tell you, if you're James Dialchin-Derrickson, the one thing I hope for, you know, just for that young man's sake, just this day did not happen. That's my mind on that. This day did not happen. This is not, this does, as I said, this does not represent what he's capable of. You know, a day like this, excuse me, where the opposing batters are getting the right contact on every pitch you throw, that does not happen. You know, it's not going to happen. You know, if there's anything you want to reflect on, I would say the first inning. You know, things got a little bit away from you. But this 3rd inning, like that, this has just been insane. You know, I don't even know what you do other than just put this one out of your mind and get back to work. That's all I can think about an inning like that. You know, there's plenty of baseball left for that young man to play. You know, don't dwell on this one is all I would say. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the 3rd, and cracking the bat for a single up the middle on the first pitch is Nico Hart. The center fielder leading off with a base hit for Brookline. their first base hit of the day. And now coming up to the plate, the right fielder, number 14, Declan Tracy. That pitch comes in low for ball 1. This pitch also low for ball 2. For those of you thinking long-term for this game, one important note, if this score does not change, if Brookline does not score at least 3 runs, this game ends in 5 innings. As Tracy now hits a bouncer over to second. It gets past Bhattacharya. Bhattacharya might have been, I think he got a little distracted looking at Hart running for second. Almost a bit of a forced error there. I still score it as an E4. But I think Bhattacharya was wondering whether or not to go for the double play. Looked at the base runner instead of the ball, and the ball got past him. Runners at first and second now. And now at the plate is the designated hitter, number 2, Nathan Toretsky. Toretsky drew a walk his last time up. Now he's got a couple of runners on. As this one comes in high for what's effectively a pitch out, but Hart slides back safe into second. A gutsy call there, and had Fosberg not juggled the ball, who knows? 2-0 count to Taretsky. That pitch comes in low for ball 3. Toretsky had no walks coming into today. Now he might be getting his second. 3-0 pitch, and that one's in there for strike 1. Toretsky thought he had his second walk of the season, but instead he's got a 3-1 count. And Toretsky fouls this one off. Count is now full. Nico Hart at second, Declan Tracy at first. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Payoff pitch. Comes in high. And Toretsky does draw his second walk in the end to load the bases. Now coming up, the first baseman and co-captain, number 10, Eli Rothman. First pitch in there for strike 1. You know, Rothman may not have the highest batting average, but he's been very good at getting his bat on the ball, and he's been a very timely hitter. Shares the team lead with 6 RBI. And this one, he hits a grounder. High bouncer over to second, taken by Bhattacharya for 1 out, but that does bring in Brookline's first run as Hart trots home. And some evasive maneuvers there by Taretsky on the base paths as that bounding ball almost hit him. Now with 1 out and runners at second and third, up comes the second baseman, number 6, Jack Martell. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Martell struck out his last time at the plate to end the first inning. Now faces an 0-1 count. Make that a 1-1 count as that ball misses inside. One pitch, and that one catches the corner for strike 2. And a delayed swing. Martell pops it out to center. Center fielder coming in, makes the grab. And a rifle of an arm back to home holds the runners. That's one of those where you make the catch coming in, and that gives you the momentum you need to prevent the runners from coming in. Now at the plate with 2 down and runners at second and third, the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Kravitz also went down on strikes his last time up. as this one misses for ball 1. Declan Tracy at third, Nathan Toretsky at second. Brookline trailing 12-1. This one comes in low for ball 2. Two-0 pitch. That one comes in low. Fosberg thought about a pickoff throw, but decided against it. I mean, he was going to be throwing that right into Kravitz's body effectively. And you couldn't really call that runner interference because he's in the batter's box. 3-0 pitch. Down Broadway for strike 1. Two down, runners at second and third. 3-1 count to Kravitz here in the bottom of the third inning. In there for strike 2, and again, Fosberg thought about the throw. Full count now to Kravitz. Collins checks the runner at third. And the payoff pitch just misses for ball 4. Good eye by Kravitz, reloads the bases. And now coming up to the plate for Brookline, the relief pitcher, number 16, Jake Levin. And that first pitch comes in low for ball 1. Levin, so far this season at the plate, he is 3 for 15 with 4 walks, 2 steals, 3 runs, and 2 RBI. Slash line of 200, 368, 200. He hits a grounder here. It's a dribbler deep into the infield, and that's going to be an infield single. Jake Levin brings in Brookline's second run with an RBI infield single to short. Declan Tracy comes home. And now first pitch is skied out to the outfield by Engelmann. Center fielder tracking it, and Guiney makes the grab for out number 3. We end the third inning. Brookline now on the board. But it might just be too little too late. Our score through 3, Natick 12, Brookline 2. Thank you. Jake Levin returning to the mound for Brookline for the top of the 4th inning. Due up here in the top of the fourth for Natick will be Pagnini, Schuster, and Bhattacharya, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Now leading off for Natick in the top of the fourth, the first baseman, number 34, Harry Pagnini. Pagnini, his last time up was hit by a pitch, later came in to score. And this one, he cracks the bat right up the middle, and that's going to be a clean single. Now, runner on first, nobody out. At the plate, the designated hitter, number 5, Sam Schuster. First pitch in there for strike one. Schuster, his last time up, he got a bases-loaded walk to drive in a run, and he later came in to score himself. And he fouls this one off for strike two. Before that, Schuster struck out to lead off the second inning, so he is currently 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. 0-2 pitch. And that one comes in low for ball one. This pitch comes in high for ball two. This one fouled off, and Schuster stays alive at 2-2. Fouled off again. Schuster continues to battle here at 2-2. This pitch is smacked out to right, and it drops in for a single. Pagnini has to kind of slide in awkwardly to second, but that will go down as a clean hit for Schuster. Runners at first and second now. Up comes the second baseman, number 2, Rohan Bhattacharya. This one comes in low for ball one. And now this one is golfed up, staying in the infield, and Martell makes the grab for out number 1. We cycle around to the top of the order now. Up comes the left fielder, number 9, Ryan Maltzman. Maltzman takes the first pitch, pops it up. It's into shallow left, and it's not going to be caught, but it's fielded by Hart, and thrown to third, and that's going to be an out at third for Pagnini. You know, you couldn't really call that an error considering that Kravitz had to dive for it, but that's effectively an 8-5 fielder's choice. I'm getting all kinds of weird entries on my scorebook here in this one. Now up to the plate, the center fielder, number 7, Mike Guiney. First pitch in there for strike one. Guiney just last inning went 2 for 2 with a double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. And that's just in the last inning alone. As he now lifts this one out to right, caught by Declan Tracy for out number 3. Sorry if my camera didn't catch that one. I was trying to turn it almost behind my head. But the catch is made by Tracy. And that ends the top of the 4th inning. Natick gets a couple runners on, but ultimately no score. We head into the bottom of the 4th with the lead still Natick 12, Brookline 2. Due up for Brookline this inning will be the 8-9-1 hitters, Gosling, Hart, and Tracy. And interesting to note here, if Brookline scores just one more run, then we'll be set to go the full 7 innings. Of course, Natick could always score again and bring it back to a 10-run deficit. But right now, that's the situation. Charles Collins back on the mound for Natick here in the 4th inning, and leading off for Brookline will be the shortstop, number 15, Leander Gosling. Gosling, his last time up, grounded out to first, now hits a first pitch grounder over to third, fielded, thrown to first, and they beat him there for out number 1. One pitch, one out. Here to start the inning. Now at the plate for Brookline, the center fielder, number 13, Nico Hart. Hart, his last time up, he actually led off the bottom of the 3rd inning with a single up the middle. Later came in to score Brookline's first run. This pitch misses outside for ball 1. And actually, I think we got a pinch hitter for Hart. And we do, as that pitch missed low for ball 2. I now see that this is not Nico Hart. This is number 11, Conrad Wickman. Big swing and a miss for Wickman, and that'll be strike 1. Wickman, so far this season, he is 3 for 10 with a run scored and 3 RBI. As he takes another big swing and a miss for strike 2. Two-two pitch. That comes in low for ball 3. Full count now to Wickman. And that one misses outside for ball 4. That is Wickman's first walk of the season. Just like Toretsky, he came into this game with no walks. He's now got 1. And now at the plate, the right fielder, number 14, Declan Tracy. This pitch comes in low for ball 1. And this one is a high bouncer over to second, fielded cleanly by Bhattacharya and thrown to first for out number 2. Now at the plate with 2 down and a runner at second, the designated hitter, number 2, Nathan Taretsky. First pitch in there for strike 1. Toretsky so far today 0 for 0 actually with 2 walks. As this one he slices off the backstop for strike 2. So the chances of a third walk now looking slim as he falls behind early in the count 0-2. Wind starting to gust a little bit here at Warren. 0-2 pitch, and Taretsky slices it again, sends it out of play in right field, and he stays alive at 0-2. Oh, 0-2 pitch again, and this time, oh, I think they're saying he got a piece of it. Did he just get a check swing foul ball on that? How strange. Either way, Toretsky stays alive at 0-2. This one comes in high. They're trying for a pickoff. Got him. Wickman gets picked off at second all the way from home, and that's going to end the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 innings in, the score remains Natick 12, Brookline 2. Now in this 4th intermission, I would like to take a minute for a local charity spotlight here and talk about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number, unfortunately, has not gone back down. Since March of 2020, the food pantry has served an average of 650 to 700 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight to end hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and on Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Visit brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And remember, as always, you can find all the information you need about the Brookline Food Pantry in the description section of this video, in case you didn't have a pen and paper ready when I was giving the URL and the phone number. And of course, if you know of any other local charities that you think deserve a spotlight during these streams, refer them to my email address in the bottom right corner of your screen, jgms88@gmail.com. First pitch, Will Fosberg hits a grounder, and it skips past Martell. Will Fosberg reaches on the E4. And that puts a runner at first for the pitcher, number 33, Charles Collins. We're going to have a pinch runner now for Fosberg. And this is number 8, Haskell. Unfortunately, I do not have Haskell's first name, as Jake Levin tries to pick him off at first. But he stands at first as a pinch runner, and at the plate is the pitcher, number 33, Charles Collins. First pitch is fouled off for strike one. I saw one defensive replacement for Brookline. Number 8, Nady Kessler, now at third base, replacing Charlie Engelmann, as that pitch comes in for strike two. So we might see Kessler coming to the plate later, assuming Brookline gets far enough in the lineup. 0-2 pitch comes in high for ball one. The 1-2 count to Collins. Haskell at first. Nobody out here in the top of the fifth. And this one skips in the dirt and gets away from the catcher. And Haskell trots down to second, getting the free pass there. Two and two the count. Runner at second now. And this one is fouled off. The wind gusting through, kicking up dust out here at Warren. Count remains 2-2 to Collins. And timeout called. Two-two pitch, and he hits a high bouncer, fielded cleanly by Martell and thrown to first for out number one. Haskell does advance to third on the grounder. And now coming to the plate, the third baseman, number 18, Jack Gerstein. First pitch skips in the dirt, gets away from Doctoroff, but the runner holds. Oops. So that's going to be ball one. One 0 pitch is in there for strike one. Gerstein, his last time up, he reached second base on a fielding error in center field. Now he takes strike two. Before reaching on the error, Gerstein was 2 for 2 with a run scored and 3 RBI. 1-2 pitch. And he gets hard contact. That's through the left gap. That's going to bring in another run. as Gerstein collects his 4th RBI of the day. And we're going to have a pinch runner for Gerstein. This is number 6, Libby. Number 1, Jack Byrne, now comes to the plate for Natick. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Cracks the bat right to short. On to second for 1. On to first, not in time. Brookline does get the second out of the inning and does catch the lead runner on the 6-4 fielder's choice. Now coming up to the plate. This looks like, I think this looks like a new hitter. This might be a pinch hitter, as they hit a dribbler over to short, and it gets past Gosling. So the pinch hitter, number 30, reaches on an E6. That is Musner. As he was batting in place of Pagnini. Two outs now, runners at first and second, and this first pitch is chopped into foul territory, in play, being tracked by Rothman, and he's got the catch for out number 3. So the pop out by Schuster ends the top of the 5th, but as we head into the bottom, Brookline is going to need 2 runs if they're going to keep this game going. If they score 1 or 0 runs, then this ball game ends via mercy rule. Collins back at the plate, and he will be facing Brookline's 2, 3, 4 hitters, Toretsky, Rothman, and Martell. It's been a tough couple of games for Brookline. A reminder, they did lose via mercy rule out in Needham on Saturday in a game that they played pretty solidly through the first 5 innings, even took a lead through the first 3.5. But then everything just kind of fell apart in the 6th inning as Needham hung 8 runs on them to secure the mercy rule win. Everything just kind of stopped working. And in this game, it's really been much the same, except it was the 3rd inning where everything fell apart. I mean, if you take away that 3rd inning, then this is a 3-2 ball game, and the outlook of it is completely different. As that's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Nathan Taretsky. But I mean, as much as you can say, oh, the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, if only this one inning didn't happen, you just can't let those innings happen, as that's a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Toretsky. Toretsky still 0 for 0 with 2 walks, but again back to an 0-2 count, as that one misses for ball 1. He did not get to finish his at-bat last inning, as Conrad Wickman was picked off at second base. 1-2 pitch misses well outside for ball 2. And Toretsky pops this one. It's going to stay in the infield. Bhattacharya calls for it and catches the can of corn for out number 1. Now at the plate, the first baseman and co-captain, number 10, Eli Rothman. First pitch in there for strike one. Rothman so far today 0 for 2 with an RBI, as that one catches the inside corner for strike two. Oh, 0-2 pitch. He makes contact. It's a hard grounder going up the middle for a single. Rothman reaches base, and now Brookline has a runner on. You know, one thing that I don't think I've brought up about Rothman before is he's very good at getting the bat on the ball. He only has 5 strikeouts through what is, I believe now, 45 plate appearances. You know, so that's 1 every 9 plate appearances he gets a strikeout. That's a pretty good percentage for a contact hitter. He's just got to get cleaner contact and some more lucky placement. As now up to the plate, the other co-captain and second baseman, number 6, Jack Martell. Swing and a miss, and that'll be strike two after he fouled off the first pitch. Runner at first. Martell, his last time up, he flew out to center. Before that, he struck out to end the first inning. As this one was strike 3 called. Martell goes down on strikes for the second time today. And Brookline is now down to their last out. And that last chance is the left fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Collins steps off the rubber for a second. Kravitz so far 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. He's got a runner at first with 2 down. Brookline needs 2 runs to stay alive, as this one comes in low for ball 1. And this one comes in low and skips away from Fosberg. Rothman is going to take the free pass down to second. A 2-0 count now to Kravitz. And a runner now in scoring position. Of course, Brookline will need more than just Rothman to score if they're going to keep this game going, as that one is in there for strike 1. And that one curves in for strike 2. Brookline down to their final strike here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 13-2 is the score. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's in the dirt, and they're going to throw Kravitz out at first, and that is going to end the ball game. Collins caught him chasing that curveball low, and that is going to end it. The final score through 5 innings here at Warren Field: the Natick High Redhawks 13, the Brookline High Warriors 2. So another tough defensive outing for Brookline, as again, just one blow-up inning where they could not seem to buy an out ends up costing them. Natick took 2 runs in the first and then added a whopping 10 more in the third. 1 second. 13-2. One big blow-up inning. So after that 10-run third inning, Brookline was able to get on the board in the bottom half of that third inning and get 2 on the board, but they could not get any more. Natick added 1 more just for good measure, and that brought your final score to 13-2. You know, like I said, you know, I mean, these innings happen, and you can't let these innings happen, but at the same time, you know, if you're a pitcher, especially if you're one of the younger pitchers on this Brookline team, you know, you got to have a short memory when it comes to an inning like this. I mean, you're not often going to see an inning where it goes infield single, triple, double, single, single, hit by pitch, walk, hit by pitch, double, sack, fly. That's not going to happen often. You know, even against some of the better teams, that's not frequently going to happen. So hopefully Brookline will be able to put this one behind them and move on to tomorrow's game at Wellesley. Remember, if you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. We got more baseball for you tomorrow. We got girls lacrosse on Friday, and we got some semi-pro football on Sunday. If you want to stay tuned for all of those, subscribing surely helps. And remember, check out the description section of the video for all the info you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Check out the bottom right corner of your screen for all the information you need about me, the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com, and below that, a link to my Instagram account where I post highlights from previous games I have streamed. But that is going to wrap things up here. The final score after 5 innings, Natick 13, Brookline 2. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Thank you all for watching, and have a good rest of your day.